The second one was the woman, who came down from the stairwell. The third was the woman on the bed in the room. And the last was the man in the bathroom. He's about 1.75 meters tall, male, and his body is incomplete. His left foot is seriously indented. If I'm not mistaken, he's missing an index finger on his left hand. He's about 40 years old, and has a certain level of anti-detection ability, Tang Yin said to the others. When Tang Yin finished speaking, Mu Qiqi and the other two were stunned. Officer Tang, can you be more specific? The height deduction is based on the height of the first man, and all the cuts on his body are concentrated on his back. This shows that the murderer can only come here. As for the murderer's incomplete body, it's based on his footprints. According to the police's investigation, these 2 men and 2 women are not incomplete. However, they found a set of footprints at the crime scene, 1 light and 1 heavy, forming a figure 8. As for the missing index finger, it's based on the third victim. The murderer accidentally placed his left hand on the bed, and there were handprints on the edge of the bed. The position of the index finger is very clean. So do you understand now? Mu Qiqi did not expect Tang Yin to be so observant. Sure enough, it made sense that his EQ was low. He was a serious person who did practical work. He should not have the energy to be in a relationship. What about the identity and social background of these 2 men and 2 women? The 2 men are brothers, and the 2 women are their wives. This hotel is owned by them. But because the police are investigating, the hotel is still under renovation. So there are no customers in the hotel, the professor told Mu Qiqi. If the victim in the bathroom is the last victim, then where did the murderer escape from? After all, he wanted to create the illusion that the murderer committed suicide. If he went back the way he came and swaggered away, there would definitely be evidence left behind. Mu Qiqi raised the most crucial question of the case. Let's ask the police to screen the clues according to Tang Yin, and see if there are any suitable suspects. The few of them worked for a few hours before they finally figured out the case. However, when Feng Shanshan sat at the side and rested, she stole a glance at Tang Yin. Actually, she had only heard about profiling before, but she had never really seen it. Today, after listening to Tang Yin's analysis, she realized that there was a huge gap between her and Tang Yin. At least, in terms of professionalism, Tang Yin was worthy of his identity as a police officer. Why? Suddenly there are hearts in your eyes. Mu Qiqi noticed that Feng Shanshan was peeking at Tang Yin. She leaned on her shoulder and gossiped. A man is the most charming when he shows his ability, Feng Shanshan replied. Actually, looking at him like this, he is not that annoying. Low EQ. That's what you said. You won't even consider a man with low EQ. Don't worry, I just think that he's good at what he does. If we really dated, I think I'd die of anger 1,000 times. Because you can imagine, a man like that, even in bed, would be like a dead fish. All he would do is move. He's not interesting at all. After Tang Yin changed his clothes and came out, he heard Feng Shanshan's words. His eyebrows immediately furrowed. This woman's imagination was really rich. She even thought about what to do in bed in the future? It's not that bad. I think Officer Tang is still very cute. Feng Shanshan shook her head. Then, she changed her clothes with Mu Qiqi and prepared to leave the lab. Of course, Mu Qiqi had someone to pick her up. It was always sweet. Unfortunately, Feng Shanshan had to take a ride again. Actually, it was not that she did not have the ability to buy a car. It was just that she did not want to drive it. It was too wasteful. What was worse was that Tang Yin, with his low EQ, directly rode his motorcycle and roared past her. He really roared past her. Sheng Xiao will take 30% of the shares under my name, and the other 6 grandchildren will share the remaining 70%. The lawyer was stunned. It's Sheng Xiao, 8th young master. Are you sure? I'm sure. Old Master Sheng nodded. At first, I didn't want to give you a single cent, but I'm getting older and my heart softens. Why did you make such an adjustment? The lawyer could not understand, because he felt that Sheng Xiao had hurt Grandpa Sheng a lot in the past. There are many descendants in the Sheng family, but they are all mediocre. Second brother is the only one who is decent. But in just half a year, he has grown a lot of ambition. This grandson is not easy to control. If he really takes over the power, he will not treat the others in the Sheng family well in the future. Third brother is loyal and tolerant, but he is not the material to manage the company. He can be an assistant, but he does not have the talent to be an emperor. Thinking about it, only eighth brother is more capable than others, and can stabilize the Sheng family. After I woke up from my coma that day, I suddenly had a great feeling. Maybe one day, I will fall down like this again, and won't be able to get up again. However, I can't leave such a big mess behind. Otherwise, when the time comes, the brothers will fight to the death again. The lawyer nodded. But eighth young master has Zhongting now. Will he still be willing to take over Huang Yao? You don't think he will, right? Grandpa Sheng smiled. But I don't think he will just stand by and watch. Now I can understand eighth brother a little. He only looks ruthless and decisive, but he is still soft. Then, what is the chairman going to do with the will? There are 3 wills. One is in my hands, one is in your hands, and the last one will be given to eighth brother. But don't let him open it now. Chairman, you are afraid. Second brother and his wife are so selfish. I am afraid that they will have other ideas when the time comes, said Grandpa Sheng. Old Sheng replied. Some things can only be understood in the end. I was too stubborn in the past. After hearing the old man's words, the lawyer nodded. I'll prepare the notarization. Sheng Xiao might not care about the 30% of the shares, but he would never let second brother's conspiracy succeed. What if second brother and his wife made things difficult for third brother after he left? Eighth brother still had a reason and an excuse to intervene. That family was led astray by his eagerness for quick success. Now he just wanted the Sheng family to return to peace. On the other hand, in Europe, with Gu Ziling's reminder, Sheng Kai finally contacted the eldest young master of the Tiffany family. The eldest young master thought that it was Sheng Bowen, so he invited Sheng Kai to his manor. Sheng Kai thought that he had a chance to turn things around, so he relaxed a lot. Chapter 547. The other party's attitude was very firm, so Sheng Kai could not force him. However, he now knew one very important thing, and that was whether he could successfully overcome this difficulty this time, depended on Sheng Bowen. But would Sheng Bowen help him unconditionally? Now the board of directors had a lot of opinions about him. If he could not successfully handle this project, he could forget about being the CEO of Huang Yao. However, if he let third brother take the credit, it would be disadvantageous to his position as the CEO. So, he could only think of a way to get the best of both worlds. Fortunately, he still had a plan. Perhaps this incident was not only a crisis for him, but also a turning point for him. The Criminal Police Bureau was currently screening the major suspects who had the characteristics that Tang Yan had mentioned earlier. Actually, there was one. It was the cousin of the deceased's 2 brothers. He was about 38 years old, and his name was Liao Xing. He lived a hard life and relied on recycling to support his family. After receiving the information, the team immediately arrested the man and interrogated him. The members of the criminal investigation team all thought that the case would be solved soon. However, when Tang Yan observed Liao Xing carefully, he felt that something was not right. Liao Xing, explain yourself. Why did you appear at the crime scene? Liao Xing thought for a moment and answered the police. Before the 2 brothers died, they called me and asked me to go over to collect the trash. Who knew that when I went over, all 4 of them were dead? I wasn't sure if they were still breathing, so I looked at them one by one. Later, I found a place to call the police, and that police call was made by me. I don't have a cell phone, so I used a public phone. That was why Liao Xing's footprints and blood were left at the crime scene. Can anyone prove it? You can ask my wife. There is a call record on the landline at home. This person is not the murderer. The police came to this conclusion after interrogating Liao Xing. It seems that the murderer did not only create the illusion that the deceased committed suicide to escape punishment, but also implicated another person. That person is Liao Xing, the professor said to Tang Yan. So, you are going in the wrong direction. Wait. Even if Liao Xing entered the crime scene, there should be 2 footprints. But why did Liao Xing only have footprints of entering and not coming out? Tang Yin brought up the key information. It seems that I have to interrogate Liao Xing again. Soon, Mu Qiqi and Feng Shanshan arrived at the forensics lab. After knowing that the police had gained so much in one day, they quickly understood the case. Moreover, Mu Qiqi offered her own opinion. I feel like we've overlooked a very important piece of information. The hotel itself is being renovated. Why is it being renovated? Is it related to that? It's said that it's related to gambling and that white stuff, the police replied. If it involves these 2 things, does the hotel have any special services, such as secret doors or escape routes that others don't know about? After listening to Mu Qiqi's words, Feng Shanshan stared at her. You know this too? I really couldn't tell that you're such a rich young lady. I've seen a lot of cases, but that's just my guess. Besides, this murderer also knows Liao Xing, so he must be someone familiar with the 4 victims. I think, if the hotel really has these facilities, then the murderer knows about them and uses them to deceive others. I'll ask the team to visit the neighbors and carefully check every corner of the hotel, the captain of the criminal investigation team said. As for Liao Xing's side, I'll inform everyone as soon as there's a result. This murderer is not only vicious but also smart. Of course, Qiqi, you're smarter than him. The captain of the criminal investigation team praised her. Alright, it's getting late. You and Shanshan should go back and rest. Aren't you a student? Don't delay your studies. I won't be responsible if you fail. More importantly, your family's car has been parked at the entrance for a while. Mu Qiqi looked out of the door and blushed. Then I'll leave first. When the professor saw Mu Qiqi leaving, he leaned on Tang Yan's shoulder. Send Shanshan home. I still have some doubts. I want to stay here. Tang Yan refused without thinking. The whites of the professor's eyes almost rolled to the sky. Won't you be able to solve your doubts if you send her home? If I were your mother, I would be very worried. How are you going to find a girlfriend like this? Tang Yin turned around and looked at Feng Shanshan. But Feng Shanshan did not count on him. She walked out of the police station and planned to exercise again. However, the weather was bad tonight. It was not safe for a girl to be out alone. So Tang Yin did not hesitate. He went straight to the parking lot and drove his off-road vehicle out. Feng Shanshan did not expect Tang Yin to catch up with her. She was obviously dismissive. I don't want to trouble you, Officer Tang. Come on. Don't waste each other's time. I can go home myself. Feng Shanshan was very stubborn. She did not want to have anything to do with Tang Yin. But at this moment, Tang Yin suddenly stopped the car and got out of the car at lightning speed. He carried Feng Shanshan on his shoulder and threw her on the passenger seat of the off-road vehicle. Being stubborn is not a woman's strength. Feng Shanshan rolled her eyes. Officer Tang, do you know how many times I've rolled my eyes at the sky after you came? Just don't do it in front of me. Feng Shanshan was speechless. Actually, Officer Tang, you really don't have to force yourself. I'm not forcing myself. It's nothing. Feng Shanshan was angry. She decided to stop talking. But Tang Yin did not start the car either. They stared at each other. After a while, Feng Shanshan said, Are you planning to spend the new year here? If you don't tell me the address, I can only drive to my house. Feng Shanshan felt that she must have been influenced by people with low EQ for too long. Otherwise, why would she be so stupid with Tang Yin? Then Feng Shanshan told him the address and closed her eyes to rest. She did not think that she would have the time to argue with this idiot after a long day. Actually, Mu Qiqi and Sheng Zhao's car was behind them. Mu Qiqi saw with her own eyes that Tang Yin carried Feng Shanshan on his shoulder. These two obviously have a chance. But Officer Tang's EQ is really too low. As an outstanding entrepreneur, he will try his best to discuss this matter with Huang Yao without any personal grudges. When was it confirmed? Just now. Sheng Bowen took out his phone and showed the message to Grandpa Sheng. As for the position of president and vice president, we'll talk about it after this matter is resolved. What he meant was that he did not refuse. He was just afraid that Sheng Kai would do something if he took over the position now. He did not want to be plotted against by Sheng Kai before he even became the CEO. Well done, third brother. You ganged up to bully others. Not bad. Having said that, Sheng Kai walked out of Huang Yao's office. Third brother, you can handle the rest. I don't care. It's all right, third young master. We will try our best to help you. The shareholders immediately said. Well, if that's the case, we'll talk when Charney arrives at Jianchuan. Sheng Bowen said to the shareholders. Let me say this first. Since this matter has come to this, I am not confident that I can turn things around. I can only say that I will try my best, but I dare not say that I will be absolutely sure. Just do your best, Grandpa Sheng said to third brother. If that's the case, everyone is dismissed. The shareholders nodded and left the meeting room one after another. However, Grandpa Sheng did not move. Instead, he looked at third brother. You were not interested in these things before. Why do you want to go against your second brother now? To be honest, Grandpa, fighting for power has never been my hobby. However, Xiao ran, and I also want to live a normal life. During this period of time, you have seen how second brother and his wife have been suppressing us. I have no intention to fight with him, but he doesn't seem to think so. He thinks that my existence is a great threat to him. Apart from me being the reason, he also thinks that I am colluding with eighth brother. I can drag him down from the position of CEO at any time. I don't want to let him down anymore. Grandpa Sheng patted third brother's shoulder. Since you want to do it, then do it. You are different from second brother and eighth brother. You are born to be more merciful. That's why I didn't think highly of you before. The business world is like a battlefield. That's why I always have eighth brother in my heart. Because he can attack and defend at the same time. But I don't think I should underestimate you. Do it well. Third brother nodded. It was rare for him and Grandpa Sheng to have a peaceful conversation like this. In the past, Grandpa Sheng would explode whenever he mentioned Sheng Xiao. Now it was obvious that he had overcome that hurdle in his heart. Because he knew that if he continued to be the same as before, Huang Yao would definitely continue to have internal conflicts. There would be countless scenes of brothers killing each other. But second brother, you don't have to worry about it. I will handle it. Chapter 550. When Sheng Kai came home in the middle of the afternoon, Gu Xiling knew that he did not have a good time at the board meeting. But she did not expect that the board of directors would suspend him. And Grandpa Sheng, who had always been on his side, did not stand on his side this time. Perhaps it was because of the incident when Grandpa Sheng was hospitalized 2 days ago. They had exposed too much in front of Grandpa Sheng, which made him feel disgusted. And it was only a matter of time before people's hearts turned against each other. Gu Xiling saw that Sheng Kai stayed in his study the moment he came home, so she let him calm down. But she could still hear the sound of something smashing in the study from time to time. How useless! He was being bullied by others, but he could not fight back at all. Later, Grandpa Sheng and Sheng Bowen came home together. They saw Gu Xiling in the living room. When their eyes met, Gu Xiling did not avoid them. She calmed herself down. Grandpa and third brother are back. Where is second brother? He is in the study, Gu Xiling answered. Maybe he is in a bad mood. He will be fine when he thinks it through. In that case, you should stay at home and accompany him for the time being. He does not need to interfere with the company's affairs for the time being. Having said that, Grandpa Sheng turned to Sheng Bowen. Come to my study. Yes, Grandpa. Gu Xiling knew that the old thing could turn hostile faster than flipping a page, which was why there was no need to be calculative with him now. When the power of Huang Yao was completely in her and her husband's hands, she would come and settle the scores with the Sheng family one by one. It was dinner time. Sheng Kai did not come out for dinner. Gu Xiling was facing everyone in the Sheng family alone. Unexpectedly, Hu Ran's stepmother called her at that moment. Sorry, I need to take a call. Gu Xiling took her phone and went to the garden. Then she heard the woman's voice. Xiling, are you free these days? Can we meet for a chat? Mrs. Hu, do you have something to share? We will know when we meet. I heard that you and second young master are not in a good situation in the Sheng family recently. We are friends. Of course, I have to help you. See you tomorrow, Gu Xiling replied. Now, no matter what, she had to think of a way to separate third brother and his wife. Otherwise, with the Hu family supporting third brother, wouldn't he have to be above Sheng Kai in the future? After dinner, in the bridal chamber, Hu Ran looked at Sheng Bowen, who had just finished washing up. She patted the seat beside her and said to him, Third brother, now that you are in power, second brother and second sister-in-law will definitely see you as a thorn in their side. Do you have any way to deal with it? Sheng Bowen looked at her and shook his head. Grandpa said that this is the difference between me and eighth brother. If it were eighth brother, he would definitely be able to guess what the other party would plan and take precautions. But I can't. I can only take one step at a time. Hu Ran knew that he was a straightforward person, so she also laughed. You, perhaps a foolish person, has a foolish fortune. You may be in a lot of danger if you follow me, Sheng Bowen said helplessly. But don't be afraid. I will do my best to protect you. Yes, I'm not afraid. Hu Ran nodded. Go to sleep. From tomorrow onwards, you will be busier. Banyan Courtyard. This was the name that Mama Sheng gave to Mu Qiqi and Sheng Xiao on the day they registered. At this moment, Mu Qiqi dragged her tired body into the house. She saw Sheng Xiao sitting on the sofa, working while waiting for her. She squinted her eyes and lay on Sheng Xiao's lap shamelessly. Hubby. Sheng Xiao lowered his head and looked at the person on his lap. He laughed mockingly. If you need my help, just say it. Help me find an expert who is as skilled as Su Che, Mu Qiqi said with her big eyes. What are you going to do tomorrow? The police found the basement of the hotel. Shanshan and I will go down tomorrow, but we don't know what dangers there are down there. Sheng Xiao turned Mu Qiqi's body over and gave her a good spanking. Just report it. You don't have to be so cunning. I'm just afraid that you won't let me go down. Look at how self-aware I am. I can't wait until something happens before I report to you. The man who just went to your team is as skilled as Su Che. Really? National martial arts champion, kickboxing champion. It turned out that this man had already done his research. Then I'm not worried. Sheng Xiao looked at the back of Mu Qiqi's head. The little one was not worried about herself. She was just afraid that Sheng Xiao would not agree. I'll give you a day of investigation on Saturday. I've arranged for you to learn self-defense during the weekend. You have to learn how to escape no matter how many experts there are around you. Got it? Mu Qiqi felt at ease after being hit. She climbed up from Sheng Xiao's lap and continued dragging her heavy body upstairs to the bedroom. Sheng Xiao put away the documents and looked at the little one, the corners of his lips curling up. It was a good thing that she knew to report to him. After their shower, they lay on their respective beds. Mu Qiqi could barely keep her eyes open, but she still asked Sheng Xiao, How's third brother? Just sleep if you're tired. Don't talk so much. Sheng Xiao pressed her head against his chest. No, I want to know. I want to know everything about you and your family. Otherwise, I won't be able to keep up with your family's conversation. Mu Qiqi's voice gradually softened. Sheng Xiao smiled when he saw that she had fallen asleep. Even if I tell you now, you would still forget it tomorrow. Mu Qiqi slept soundly in his warm embrace until dawn. Early next morning, Mu Qiqi received a call from the professor. The police had found a passageway to the basement last night, and it turned out that there was a huge underground casino hidden in the entire hotel. There was a sturdy iron door down the passageway. It was locked and covered in dust, as if no one had gone in for a long time. Even so, there was a foul stench coming from inside. It was clearly the stench of a corpse, and it was not just any other kind of stench. The additional police arrived at the scene early in the morning. The police unlocked the door, but they could not find where the corpse was hidden. That was why the captain informed the forensics team to be in position immediately. The professor led Mu Qiqi and Feng Shanshan into the spacious basement. The entire place was half the size of the hotel lobby, but there was only one window and a bar counter. There were 4 stone pillars in the middle of the room, and there was a washroom on the left. The entire place was filled with the stench of corpses, but no one could find where the corpse was hidden. Mu Qiqi turned her gaze towards the washroom where the stench was thickest. Both the professor and Feng Shanshan noticed it too. Chapter 551. The bathroom was very simple. There was a sink, a squatting toilet, and a shower. The body is inside. Tang Yin glanced at it and turned to the professor. It's time for you forensic doctors to take action. The bathroom was not big and could only accommodate about 3 people. The professor brought Mu Qiqi and Feng Shanshan into the shower. The body was highly decomposed, and the giant appearance had begun to fade. The body was curled up in the shower in a sideways position. Obviously, someone put it in after the death. The deceased is a male between 60 and 65 years old. There are obvious strangulation marks on his neck and visible damage on his body. There are clothes fibers or skin flakes under his fingernails. There are no other injuries on other parts of his body. After eliminating the possibility of poisoning, we can basically confirm that he was strangled to death. I didn't expect that there would be another case involved, but it doesn't seem difficult to investigate. The secret passage in the bathroom above the hotel leads directly to the underground casino. The murderer knows this place and may have hidden here. But when did he leave in the end? Feng Shanshan raised a question, but soon they began to feel numb, because in order not to leave his own footprints, the murderer must have waited for the police to come before leaving. Because everyone thought that the murderer would leave his footprints before leaving. But no one would have thought that he would hide in this basement and wait for the police to leave before leaving. Now that there were so many police officers entering the hotel every day, how could they find the murderer's tracks? He's too cunning. Let's find the murderer first. There is evidence left under the victim's fingernails. It should not be difficult to investigate. Maybe there is a connection between the 2 cases. The professor stood up and said to everyone, "Let's go back and test it first." "I have a bold idea," Mu Qiqi said to the professor. At this time, Tang Yin also said to everyone, "Compare the DNA of these skin flakes with the 4 victims above." That's right. Mu Qiqi had the same idea. If it was really as they expected, then it was very likely that it was a vendetta. Then the murderer must be related to the victims. Okay. If that's the case, let's act quickly. Now that they had a breakthrough, everyone was pumped up. The police were confirming the identity of the deceased. But at this time, Tang Yin had a new question. Since there is no exit in the basement, and he could only hide, how did Liao Xing get out? Everyone seemed to have fallen into this mystery. He said that after he saw the bodies he was knocked unconscious. When he woke up, he was already outside. Our colleagues have also examined him. There is indeed a wound on his head. No, there is something wrong with his logic. Before we came in, the murderer was hiding in the basement. If Liao Xing was knocked out by the murderer, he would have been sent away immediately. It is impossible that we did not find the murderer's tracks. But if Liao Xing waited for us to arrive before he was sent out by the murderer, who called the police? This doesn't make sense at all, so he must be lying. You have to retry him. Previously, we ruled out Liao Xing as a suspect because we thought there was an exit in the basement, and both he and the murderer could leave. However, since there is no exit in the basement, he must be lying. After Tang Yin finished speaking, the results of the DNA comparison were out. This skin tissue belongs to the elder brother, Liao Sheng. You've guessed correctly. However, there's something even more shocking. This deceased is Liao Xing's biological father, who is also the biological uncle of the deceased brothers. In that case, was there still a need to continue investigating? The result was obvious. Because there was substantial evidence, Liao Xing confessed in the end. But what was different from the police's speculation was that he did not kill the 4 people to avenge his father, because he did not know that his father had died in the basement. He had killed those 4 people because the 2 brothers had taken pity on him every day and allowed him to come over to earn tips. However, they had humiliated him, mocked him, and even called him incomparably ugly, neither human nor ghost. Liao Xing had long wanted to kill them. He had imagined it thousands of times in his heart. That morning, the two brothers asked Liao Xing to go and earn tips again. But Liao Xing took the opportunity to meet his wife. When Liao Xing found out about it, he could not hold it in anymore. So he put the plan on the agenda. In the evening, he carried an axe and killed the two men. After that, he hid in the basement and only left after the police left. And the so-called call to the police was made by someone else. He lied that it was him to eliminate his suspicion. Do you know that your father died in the basement? The murderer is Liao Xing. Liao Xing was shocked at first, but then he laughed. This is retribution. This is what the two brothers deserve. Liao Xing, you will eventually be punished by the law. This is at most a crime of passion. If I had more time, I would definitely be able to make it so that the police will not find any traces. But the two brothers are really hateful. I can't help it. Mu Qiqi and Feng Shanshan felt bad when they saw the murderer's ferocious side. That's why I said that the living are the scariest. The case is solved. I'll treat everyone to afternoon tea. The captain of the criminal investigation team said to everyone. But Tang Yin did not fit in. You guys go ahead. I don't need it. Boring soul. Feng Shanshan could not help but say to Tang Yin with her back facing him. That's not it. He is going to help me make something in the afternoon. The professor said to Feng Shanshan. You guys go ahead. I won't go. Mu Qiqi looked at Tang Yan's back as he left. She could not help but lean on Feng Shanshan's shoulder. Actually, he is quite capable. Moreover, the one in my family said that he is the national martial arts champion and kickboxing champion. But his EQ is so low. Feng Shanshan shook her head. I really suspect that this kind of person will never get married. Even if he does get married, there must be something wrong with his wife. If you don't care about him, why did you say so much? Mu Qiqi said and turned her face. Besides, you have talked so much about him behind his back. Isn't it enough? Not far away from them, the professor smiled helplessly and said to Tang Yin, Can't you be a little gentler to girls? When will I see you with a girlfriend? I think women are troublesome, especially Feng Shanshan. Why her? She has a lot of demands. Tang Yin said coldly, and turned to enter the forensics laboratory. The deceased died at the top of the stairs on the first floor. There were many soft tissue contusions on his body, which should have been caused when he rolled down the stairs. However, the specific cause of death can only be known after your forensic examination. The policeman who had arrived earlier said to the professor and the others. The dead body was discovered by the assistant. There was no shooting this morning, and Shen Qing was resting at home, so the assistant didn't disturb her. However, when it was time to shoot, Shen Qing still hadn't appeared. The assistant couldn't get through to her, so she came to look for her. Only then did she realize that she was already dead at home. This should be an accident, right? The professor squatted down and looked at the body. He shook his head. Don't jump to conclusions so early. Why is there so much blood when she rolled down the stairs? Mu Qiqi looked at the bloodstains beside Shen Qing's body. I suspect that there is internal bleeding in her abdomen. We can only know this after the autopsy. From the looks of it, the injury from rolling down the stairs is not fatal. Tisk tsk. Such a beautiful actress. It's such a pity that she died just like that. I'm still her fan. A policeman at the side. At this time, the leader of the criminal investigation team began to assign tasks. There was no doubt about the identity of the deceased. Professor, what's the time of her death? Between 1 and 3 o'clock last night, Mu Qiqi answered. The professor smiled and nodded. Yes, that's the time. So, they had to go to the property management to get the surveillance cameras, to confirm who entered and left the villa during that period. In addition, they had to start interrogating Shen Qing's social relations. You have to be careful. This case involves the entertainment industry, so it will definitely attract a lot of attention. You must be careful of your words and actions. Don't leak it out so that the murderer can get any useful information. Soon, the police got the surveillance cameras. From the surveillance cameras, It showed that 3 people appeared in Xinqing's villa between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning. And one of them was the paparazzi that Hu Ran and Sheng Bowen had been looking for recently. This paparazzi was greedy and had blackmailed many people in the entertainment industry. More importantly, this paparazzi was Hu Ran's stepmother's good friend. And this time, she set up a trap to hire this paparazzi. But she did not expect him to be involved in a murder case. Chi-Chi, whether it's a rich family or the entertainment industry, I hope that you can help if we really need public relations. I will try my best, Mu Chi-Chi answered. When they carried the body back to the forensics laboratory, the entrance was full of media. Moreover, Mu Chi-Chi was a famous person in the first place, so the media naturally surrounded her. Seeing this, Feng Shanshan smiled at her. Your mission is here. Miss Mu, can you tell us if Xinqing is really dead? How did she die? Was it a crime of passion or revenge? Did Huang Fu get someone to do it? Hearing this, Mu Chi-Chi was confused. Who is Huang Fu? Because of the TV series Love as Deep as the Sea, Huang Fu and Xinqing fought for the female lead role. It must be Huang Fu, right? Mu Chi-Chi extracted the information and said to them, the police will solve the case as soon as possible. Don't make wild guesses and hurt others. Miss Mu, can you tell us more information? I'm just a forensic doctor. I can't reveal anything related to the case. I'm sorry. Miss Mu. Everyone rushed forward. At this time, Mu Chi-Chi lost her temper and directly said to the media, you want to see Zhongting's lawyer, right? Everyone quickly took a step back. You just want to see the world in chaos. Soon, the secretary showed the part where Mu Chi-Chi appeared on the news to Sheng Xiao. Chief Sheng, this is the video of Madam's interview. This thing is more famous than me recently. Sheng Xiao slowly smiled. Find a few suitable people and send it to her when she wants it. You must have experience in stopping the media. At this moment, the other suspect was being interrogated. She was Xinqing's best friend, a designer. Last night, she received a call from Xinqing and came over to chat with her. However, she received a call from her husband saying that their son had a fever, so she hurried back. The police had collected her fingerprints and DNA, but she was less suspicious than the paparazzi, because she was the first person to enter the villa and left 20 minutes later. There was a man who came in the middle of the night, and they were still verifying his identity. The last person was the paparazzi. If Xinqing had died before this, why didn't the other 2 people call the police? Of course, there were still a lot of doubts in the case. They could not conclude who the murderer was yet. The designer cooperated with the investigation and soon left the police station. At this time, it was the paparazzi's turn. After entering the interrogation room, the paparazzi began to panic. Uncle Police, I know a lot of gossip in the entertainment industry. Do you want me to tell you? Don't talk nonsense. Just tell me, why did you go to Xinqing's house between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday? Officer, in our line of work, we have to abide by our professional ethics. We can't disclose the privacy of our guests. You probably don't know the seriousness of this matter. Xinqing died between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning last night. During this time, you were the last person she saw. You could say that she died after you left. Are you still not going to tell us the truth? This is a human life. Are you sure you can bear the responsibility? When the paparazzi heard this, he panicked and said, Officer, I know that in your line of work, you hide all day long just to dig into the private lives of celebrities and then scam them. These are all ill-gotten gains. You know very well that, even if you don't tell us, we can still find out. It's just a matter of time. Think about it yourself. The paparazzi was so scared that he cried. Officer, I'm just a little paparazzi. I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. This is what happened. Xinqing and Huang Fu have always been competitors. I got news from Huang Fu that Xinqing had an illicit relationship with a married man. So she asked me to keep an eye on Xinqing. Last night, I was outside Xinqing's villa. At about 1:30, I saw Xinqing's best friend go to the villa and came out not long after. At about 2 o'clock, a man wearing a black hat also went to the villa at Dolphin Bay. I took a lot of photos, but after 20 minutes, the man also left. I saw the door of the villa open, so I went in with the photos. I wanted to discuss some business with Xin Qing. Then, I saw Xin Qing sitting on the sofa drinking. She ignored me. I told her that I took photos of the man, but she arrogantly asked me to release the photos. I thought that since she was not afraid of threats, I couldn't stay there any longer. So I turned around and left. That's the whole story, officer. Outside the interrogation room, several people were watching the whole process. However, no one believed the paparazzi's words. This man is like a stinky rat in the entertainment industry. Everyone wants to beat him up. And the dirty things he does behind the scenes are unimaginable. Not only that, because of his profession, he is cunning by nature. If we want to get information from him, we need to use some tricks. Mu Chichi also said, he thinks that he is experienced and knowledgeable. He can even survive in the dirty entertainment industry, let alone deal with the police. Based on what he said just now, I only believe one thing. That is, he was squatting outside Xin Qing's villa. Since he said that he was taking photos of Xin Qing, he must be able to get the photos and videos of the man in the hat. Third sister-in-law, we are investigating Xin Qing's case now, and this paparazzi surnamed Chui is very difficult to pry open his mouth. Let me tell the team about this first. If I can help you, I will try my best. But after all, this is not a case. Everything has to follow the procedures. Do you understand what I mean? I understand. Anyway, thank you. Huran was very excited. But she also knew that Mu Chichi was in a difficult position. After all, this had nothing to do with Xin Qing. Mu Chichi hung up the phone and looked at the black sports car outside the door. Then, she turned around and told the captain about the background of the paparazzi. This person is the second wife of Boss Hu, a real estate developer in this city. She used to be a celebrity. I called her just now to find out why she came here. 2 years ago, she hired someone to kill her stepdaughter. And this paparazzi surnamed Chui is the insider. She is afraid that the paparazzi will say something that he should not say. As long as the paparazzi is willing to confess, I will settle this case together, said the captain of the criminal investigation team. Captain, thank you. It is our duty to get rid of the evils for the people. After that, Mu Chichi returned to the forensics laboratory. The professor had already dissected Xin Qing's body. Her internal organs are all ruptured. Of course she would vomit so much blood. We have found the cause of death. She must have suffered a serious blow or impact before she died. The skin damage is not obvious, and the boundary of the bleeding is not clear. Although it is in the shape of a strip, there is only one line. We can't be sure if it was caused by a round wooden stick. The main thing is that it looks light on the outside, but heavy on the inside. The murderer is very good at using force. Does that mean that this person knows a certain level of self-defense? Or maybe he has practiced something related to fighting or martial arts? Mu Chichi guessed. We can't rule out this possibility. Now we still can't confirm the identity of the second man. The paparazzi are all dishonest. We can't find any traces in Xin Qing's house either. This case seems to be quite tricky. Feng Shanshan could not help but sigh. I really don't know what kind of torture she suffered before she died. On the other hand, Huran told her father about her stepmother going to the police station. She also mentioned the car accident that happened 2 years ago. When Papa Hu saw the photo, he became more suspicious of his wife. Xiaoran, I know. I'll be careful. Dad, I can't find any evidence. But the heavens are fair. I just hope that I won't hurt you by doing this. If she really treated my daughter like that 2 years ago, I won't tolerate her. Papa Hu said firmly. At this time, his wife opened the door and entered the living room. She looked very tired. Where did she go? I haven't seen her all day. Papa Hu deliberately asked his wife. Drinking tea with a friend. Mrs. Hu must not have thought that Mu Chichi was such a meticulous person. Did she not think that she would be discovered by Mu Chichi? Papa Hu did not say anything. He only said, rest early. Don't mess around. Old Hu, it's been so long. Why is there no movement in my stomach? That was because Papa Hu went to the hospital for a vasectomy. Although he wanted a son, he could not let this woman give birth. We're not young anymore. It's not that easy to give birth. It's not the right time yet, Papa Hu explained. I just want to give you a son as soon as possible. Papa Hu turned around and shuddered. If he really let this woman get pregnant and give birth to a son, what would happen to the Hu family? He could only wait for Mu Qiqi's results. If she could find evidence, he did not want to tolerate this woman anymore. A woman's heart was the most vicious. After you read them, discuss them with the board of directors. If they agree, we'll do it this way. No matter what the conditions are, as long as we can continue working together, I can accept them. As long as Huang Yao did not suffer any losses. Sheng Kai's position was still empty. He had locked himself in the study for the past 2 days and refused to see anyone because he couldn't accept that Sheng Bowen was going to replace him. Grandpa, I want to meet with 8th brother tonight. In the past, when he wanted to meet with 8th brother, Grandpa Sheng would be on guard. But now, Sheng Bowen took the initiative to bring it up. He wanted to let Grandpa Sheng untie the knot in his heart. Go. It's not about Huang Yao. It's about Xiao Ran. I'll tell you personally when there's a result. Grandpa Sheng nodded and patted Sheng Bowen's shoulder. I didn't expect you to be so calm and steady. Not bad. Seeing that Grandpa Sheng had changed, Hu Ran finally felt that he was easier to get along with. But now that there were 2 malignant tumors in the family, she began to worry about Grandpa Sheng's safety. After all, Gu Xiling was someone who could even collude with her stepmother. But now, they would not dare to do anything to Grandpa Sheng. At 9 o'clock at night, 2 cars stopped at the entrance of the Criminal Police Bureau. When the police officers saw them, they said to Mu Qiqi, Xiaoqi, your family is here. Mu Qiqi looked out of the door and smiled. Thank you, Senior. Qiqi, since there are no clues now, you and Shanshan should go back first, the professor said to Mu Qiqi and Feng Shanshan. I won't go back. I don't have a family to send me back. Feng Shanshan took a magnifying glass and observed the body of the deceased, including her clothes. Tang Yan. Seeing that the professor was going to ask Tang Yan to send her home, Feng Shanshan quickly said to him, Professor, I'll go home myself. I don't want to trouble anyone. Zai, Tang Yan is not a monster. Look at how popular he is. Feng Shanshan was about to mock him, but she seemed to have found something unexpected. Professor, I found something. When Shen Qing died, she was wearing silk pajamas, a robe, and a suspender. But when her body was found, her clothes were intact, so they paid more attention to the robe. But now, Feng Shanshan found something that looked like fingerprints on the suspender. Let's do a comparison immediately. At this time, Mu Qiqi had already walked out of the police station. When she saw Sheng Bowen and Hu Ran, she said to them, Are you here for the paparazzi? Get in the car first, Sheng Xiao said to her. Mu Qiqi nodded and sat beside Sheng Xiao. At this time, she heard Sheng Xiao say, Do you think that everyone is like me and can stand the smell on your body? Mu Qiqi sniffed herself and said, The body hasn't started to stink. I should smell good. Go back and change your clothes first. I know, my dear husband, Mu Qiqi said quickly. Mu Qiqi quickly said, I didn't expect second sister-in-law to be involved in this incident. I didn't expect her stepmother to be so ruthless. That's right. Any progress? Mu Qiqi hugged Sheng Xiao's neck and leaned into his arms. No. You know the paparazzi's character. He is cunning and knows how to adapt to the situation. He is good at lying. Sheng Xiao hugged her tightly and seriously. You're on TV again today. You even brought up Zhongting. Are you unhappy? No. I like it when you bully others, Sheng Xiao replied. When I picked you up just now, I found that there were a lot of reporters around. I have asked Su Che to find some people to deal with the media. If you need them, just bring them over. Based on second brother's temper, he will definitely stab them in the back. Don't forget, there's still Gu Xiling by his side. That woman isn't just your average kind of evil. Previously, Xiaoran almost lost her life because of honey. She was the one who colluded with her stepmother. You actually let her walk in front of you. Mu Qiqi rolled her eyes. I thought the bankruptcy of the Gus would be her end. She still wants to continue stirring up trouble. Xiaoqi, no matter what, I have to thank you for what you did this time. Otherwise, third brother, and I would have to put in a lot of effort and be schemed against. Hu Ran said and toasted Mu Qiqi. I hope this matter will end well. Mu Qiqi was smiling happily, but Sheng Xiao couldn't. Why are you pulling a long face? Your teachers have been calling me all day today. What do you think? Sheng Xiao asked her. He had clearly told Mu Qiqi to go to class today and practice self-defense. But she had been staying in the branch office all day and refused to answer all the calls from strangers. All my efforts are wasted. I swear I really forgot, Mu Qiqi quickly explained. I will remember next time. Do you still have credibility with me? Mu Qiqi immediately stopped talking. She looked at Sheng Bowen, and Hu Ran helplessly. Sheng Bowen smiled. I can't save you. I can't beat eighth brother's IQ. Why are you still smiling? Sheng Zhao's gaze swept across the two of them. Have you done your business? Sheng Bowen choked and could only pretend to be mute. This person was really unforgiving with his words. Grandpa agreed to let me come out to see you today. I think he has slowly thought it through. After hearing Sheng Bowen's words, Sheng Xiao suddenly thought of the document that Grandpa Sheng gave him. It was not that Grandpa Sheng had thought it through, but he had recognized some facts. Because third brother and Hu Ran were not there, the Sheng family was not very lively. Perhaps because he knew that third brother was not at home, Sheng Kai finally walked out of the study to eat. However, his untidy appearance was really surprising. After the meal, Grandpa Sheng got up from the dining table. Second brother, come to my study. Sheng Bowen snorted coldly. He put down his bowl and chopsticks and followed behind Grandpa Sheng. As soon as he entered the study, Grandpa Sheng asked him sternly, Look at yourself. What a scandal. Didn't you force me to be like this, Grandpa? Sheng Kai sneered while leaning on the bookshelf. Didn't you see that I don't have the support of the Gu family? So you turned your eyes to third brother? Grandpa Sheng took a deep breath. He suddenly felt that he could not communicate with Sheng Kai at all, because second brother's heart was filled with resentment. There will be a board meeting tomorrow. Third brother will replace you as the CEO. You two can exchange positions. Second brother, your current mentality is not suitable to be the CEO. Grandpa Sheng said to Sheng Kai seriously. Think about it. There's nothing to think about. I don't want to be the deputy CEO. I plan to sell my shares and leave the Sheng family. I believe that Grandpa will not stop a useless person like me. Second brother. Grandpa Sheng was shocked. I said that I will not let anyone leave the Sheng family. Then don't drag me down from the position of CEO. Sheng Kai was very agitated and his emotions exploded. I am either the crown prince of Huang Yao, or I am nothing. Having said that, Sheng Kai wanted to leave the study. However, Grandpa Sheng was so angry that he collapsed in front of the desk and fainted again. Chapter 557. Late at night, third brother and Hu Ran came back from outside. You go back to your room first. I have something to tell Grandpa. Hu Ran nodded and let go of Sheng Bowen's hand. He smiled and walked to the door of Grandpa Sheng's study. He saw the light in the room, but Grandpa Sheng did not respond. Sheng Bowen went to Grandpa Sheng's bedroom. When he saw that there was no one there, he realized that something was wrong. He quickly knocked the door open and saw Grandpa Sheng lying on the ground. He quickly called for someone. Butler, call the ambulance. The Sheng family was alarmed again. They rushed to the hospital in the middle of the night. Third brother, when did Grandpa faint? Sixth brother could not help asking. Is he in danger? I don't know. I've just returned. Third brother answered. But he kept his scrutinizing gaze on Sheng Kai, because he heard from the butler that the only person Grandpa Sheng saw after dinner was Sheng Kai. I hope Grandpa is fine. Second brother. What did you say to Grandpa last night? Hearing Sheng Bowen's question, Sheng Kai looked at him coldly. Why? Are you suspecting that Grandpa's illness is because of me? The doctor said that Grandpa should not be agitated. You are the CEO of Huangyao now. Can you be so arrogant? The last person Grandpa saw was indeed me. But how would I know when and how he fainted? Sheng Kai asked in return. Can you brothers stop blaming each other at a time like this? Hu Ran could not help but ask. Third brother started it, didn't he? Besides, didn't you hate Grandpa before? Now that you know Grandpa is your help, you have changed your attitude? If your family members continue to quarrel, please leave the hospital. The patient is in a severe coma now. We don't know when he will wake up. The doctor from the emergency department came out and said to the Sheng family, What's the point of finding fault now? He is already like this. The two brothers stopped talking. The rest of the Sheng family also lowered their heads. We did not send him to the hospital in time this time. Be prepared. We don't know if he will wake up. Thank you, doctor. We were wrong. Sheng Bowen quickly corrected his attitude. I hope you can help and save our grandpa. That's more like it. The doctor rolled his eyes and left. At this time, Sheng Bowen took out his phone and wanted to inform Sheng Xiao, although he did not know if eighth brother and Grandpa Sheng had reconciled. What are you doing? Inform fourth sister and eighth brother. After hearing Sheng Bowen's words, Sheng Kai snatched his phone and smashed it. You know that eighth brother is a thorn in Grandpa's heart. Do you want Grandpa to die? Grandpa will want to see eighth brother. Big brother isn't here, and I'm the boss. I won't allow it. Seeing the two of them quarreling again, the doctor finally chased them out, but the two of them were still quarreling in the hospital garden. You're afraid that when eighth brother comes back, you won't have any hope, right? Having said that, Sheng Bowen turned around and left. But that was when Hu Ran sent a message to Mu Chichi. Mu Chichi saw that Grandpa Sheng was in trouble. She did not want to hide it from Sheng Xiao, so she passed the phone to him. Grandpa Sheng is in a coma again. I heard that it will be very difficult for him to wake up this time. Do you want to go and see him? Sheng Xiao took the phone and put down the document. Although he did not say whether he would go or not, he contacted Su Che and asked him to find the best experts and authorities overnight. If something really happens to Grandpa Sheng, the Sheng family will really be in a state of disunity. Sheng Xiao did not say anything. He just patted Mu Chichi's shoulder. Go to sleep. At the police station, the police were still interrogating the paparazzi. You still don't want to confess. Did you kill Shenqing? No, officer. I've said it many times. I really didn't kill Shenqing. I wanted to threaten her and get some money, but she didn't agree to it. So I didn't force her, and left the Dolphin Bay Villa early. So you and Shenqing did not even have any physical contact. The police continued to set him up. No, I already said I did not. Then why are your fingerprints on Shenqing's body? The police took the evidence and showed it to the paparazzi. Do you know that all the evidence points to you? You are still wasting time here. Chui, let me be honest with you. Every second you waste here is extremely disadvantageous to you. Think about it yourself. The paparazzi was stunned when he saw that. His emotions changed a little, but it was not enough to make him break down completely. So the police continued to set him up. Your dirty deeds are really one after another. It's fine if you don't admit to killing Shenqing. But tell me about the car accident that happened 2 years ago. Your good friend, Mrs. Hu, came to the police station today. In order to express our suspicion, we went to the police station to find out why she came. So it turns out that she was afraid that you would spill the beans. That case has nothing to do with me. The paparazzi quickly waved his hand. Since the police have found out about it, they will definitely get to the bottom of it sooner or later. If you are willing to cooperate, this is also a chance for you to redeem yourself. If I tell you about it, will it reduce my crime? What do you think? The police asked. About that matter, the most I can do is not report it. The paparazzi quibbled. After my friend married into the Hu family, she could not have a son because her stepdaughter was very against it. So, she found someone in the circle who did the work for her. Unfortunately, the stepdaughter was very lucky and did not die. Who is the person who did the work? I can't tell you. I'm afraid of death. I can only say that he is very famous. All right, now tell us how you got the fingerprints on Shenqing's body. The police led the paparazzi around and back to the original point. The paparazzi thought that he could divert the police's attention with another topic, but he did not expect that the police were really used to his little tricks. In the end, he could only confess. Yes, I did push her, but I did not kill her, officer. Moreover, I did not mean it. At that time, Xinqing could still move, so I thought that she just fell down. So I did not call the police. Didn't you say that you did not touch Xinqing? Now you push Xinqing? Which of your words is true, and which is false? Moreover, even if she could still move and was only injured, you could call the ambulance. Maybe her life could be saved. Have you thought about this? Chapter 558. Officer, it's not that serious. I really didn't want to kill her. It was just a mistake. The interrogating officer took the opportunity to pressure the paparazzi. Tell me everything you know. Feng Shanshan stayed in the autopsy room until late. She wanted to know how much the paparazzi could spit out. Unfortunately, the paparazzi only admitted that he pushed Xinqing. Of course, he also told her about the car accident and the name of the person. As for the man who appeared in Xinqing's house that night, the paparazzi only took a picture of him wearing a hat and lowering his head. He could not identify him at all. It's 1 a.m. We can't get a car anywhere now. Shall I ask Tang Yin to send you? The professor suggested. At this hour, it was dark and windy outside. Feng Shanshan was still afraid. So when Tang Yin entered the forensics lab, Feng Shanshan could only say politely, "Thank you, Officer Tang. I'm still riding a motorcycle today. If you are not used to it, I'm used to it." Feng Shanshan flattered him. Tang Yin did not say anything. He just passed the helmet to her. I really thought that you never ask for help. Feng Shanshan lowered her head and secretly rolled her eyes. If I had any other choice, I definitely wouldn't ask for help from you. Let's go. Feng Shanshan did not expect Tang Yin to lift her up with one hand and put her on the back seat. Then he stepped over the body of the car. This man was really strong. With him in front of her, it was like there was an indestructible wall. Feng Shanshan felt comfortable blocking the wind. Soon Tang Yin sent her downstairs. Feng Shanshan thanked him and quickly went upstairs. She did not expect her roommate to bring her boyfriend back. They were having a good time in the living room, so she quietly left. But she was afraid of the stairwell, so she quickly rushed downstairs and stopped Tang Yan's car. "Officer Tang, please take me in." Tang Yin glanced at her and then looked at the apartment. "What's wrong?" "My roommate and boyfriend are inside." Tang Yin glanced at her and then quietly approached her. "You are a single woman. Are you inviting me to my house? I trust and respect you as a police officer, okay? Or, you can lend me money, and I can stay in a hotel." Feng Shanshan was angry. "Get in the car." Tang Yin did not say much. "Don't let my uncle know tomorrow." "Who wants others to know?" Feng Shanshan blushed. Why did she trust Tang Yin? Firstly, it was really because she believed that he was a police officer. Secondly, this man should not be interested in relationships because he was a complete workaholic. As for the third reason, after so many fieldwork, whether it was a hotel or a bar, she would be worried about her safety. The car was fast, but it was also long enough. When Tang Yin drove Feng Shanshan to his house, she almost fell asleep. You and third brother pretended to be dignified before. What about now? You and your wife have become sick. Can't you feel it? Huran said coldly. If you and third brother really don't care about the inheritance, then you shouldn't be so anxious now. Whether you believe it or not, third brother and I hope that grandpa will be safe. We also hope that you will not say such vicious words in front of grandpa. He will not do as you wish. Gu Xiling laughed mockingly. Since her husband was there, she wanted to push Huran out of the ward. It's better for us not to stay in the same space. Otherwise we will be kicked out again. That will be a joke. Huran was not as shameless as Gu Xiling. So, she sat on the bench outside the ward. She did not believe that this couple would be so kind to take care of Grandpa Sheng. All they cared about was the inheritance that Grandpa Sheng was holding on to. Chapter 559. After a while more people came to the ward. This time, the Shungs did not know the people who came. But they came with the doctor to transfer Grandpa Shung to another hospital. When Sheng Kai heard that, he immediately stood up and asked, "Who are you?" "We are experts invited by Mr. Sheng Xiao. We want to do a further examination for Grandpa Sheng and formulate a treatment plan," answered the person. Sheng Xiao. Sheng Kai sneered when he heard the name. "You used to anger Grandpa half to death. Now you are putting on an act." At this time, Sheng Bowen came back from Huang Yao and entered the ward. "What's going on?" The people eighth brother found may sound nice, saying that they are here to treat Grandpa. But we all know how serious eighth brother is. Isn't it obvious what he wants to do? Sheng Kai stopped the group of people. "We won't turn around. Eighth brother won't harm Grandpa." "Of course you believe him. But I don't. I've seen through the tricks you and eighth brother are playing. You want to control Grandpa and the whole of Huang Yao, right?" "No way." Sheng Kai refused to budge. "Second young master, if you resist like this, you might delay the chairman's treatment." "Don't scare me with this," said Sheng Kai firmly. Sheng Kai said firmly, "I don't want those ambitious people to touch Grandpa, unless he comes to talk to me personally." Sheng Bowen rolled his eyes when he saw this. Just when he was about to speak, the door of the ward was pushed open again. The person who came said in a calm and powerful tone, "What do you want to talk about?" "Eighth brother." Sheng Bowen immediately looked at Sheng Xiao. When the doctors and nurses saw Sheng Xiao, they knew that the person in charge had come, because Sheng Xiao's aura was so strong that they could not ignore it. "Since you're really here, let's have a talk." With that, Sheng Kai stood up. "Everyone else get out. Why don't you go out and talk?" Sheng Bowen asked. "Before that, I won't let you touch Grandpa." Sheng Bowen was speechless. "No one needs to go out," said Sheng Xiao bluntly. "If you have anything to say it here. I don't want to waste more time on you." "Waste?" Sheng Kai could not help but laugh sadly. "Eighth brother, you used to trust me. Otherwise, you wouldn't have handed Huang Yao to me. But why do you have to go against me in every way? You don't know the reason." Sheng Xiao walked into the ward and sat down on the sofa. "You're wrong. I didn't hand Huang Yao over to you. It's second brother who was killed by you. The second brother in the past wouldn't use all means to humiliate and guard against his brother, just because he was in power. But you would. You're afraid that someone will seize your power and take everything away from you. That's why you've become extremely selfish. How dare you talk about my trust? Once upon a time, you asked me if I regretted leaving behind Huang Yao in the future. Right now, I can tell you very seriously that I don't regret it at all, because your misfortune wasn't caused by me. You enjoy the glory of being the crown prince while blaming me for giving you so many problems. But if I don't leave, the position of crown prince will never belong to you. You, do you, Don, you, Wang, you. I know you are eloquent. I can't win against you." Sheng Kai wanted to talk at first. Now that Sheng Xiao was willing to talk to him, he wanted to escape. "You are such a failure," Sheng Xiao said. "You are not even as good as the receptionist of Zhongting. To put it bluntly, I look down on you. You are not even qualified to be my opponent. Third brother always gives in to you. I don't have the energy to do that. Do you really think that you can stop me?" Sheng Xiao looked at Sheng Kai coldly. His tone was much sharper. He did not give Sheng Kai any face at all. "You. And her." Sheng Xiao pointed at Gu Xiling. "I don't want to see Grandpa Sheng in the hospital. If you want to use force, I'm ready. Eighth brother, you still like to bully others. That's because you are not capable." Sheng Xiao replied. "You didn't listen to me when I tried to persuade you. You just want to do it the hard way." When Sheng Xiao's aura rose, everyone in the ward was afraid. Ever since he established Zhongting, he rarely acted like this. But today there was a special one. "Sheng Xiao, Kai is your brother after all. I don't even recognize my ancestors." Sheng Xiao retorted sharply. "You Gu Xiling have contributed a lot to Sheng Kai becoming like this. If you don't want your grandfather's business to be destroyed, from now on, you'd better avoid me whenever you see me. I'm disgusted by you. I'll give you 2-3 seconds to get out of my sight." Otherwise, I will show you the new Sheng Xiao. Everyone's heart skipped a beat at Sheng Xiao's words. Sheng Kai was stunned for 2 seconds. Then, he walked out of Grandpa Sheng's ward. Of course, Gu Xiling did not dare to stay when her husband had left. Eighth brother is furious. It's so scary. Who ran quickly whispered into third brother's ear when she saw the two of them leaving. Of course. How do you think he managed the Sheng family all these years? Third brother said. Domineering. Mr. Sheng, I don't think there's a need for a consultation. Grandpa Sheng has woken up. The doctor who was examining Grandpa Sheng suddenly said to everyone. Maybe what you said just now provoked him and woke him up. Sheng Bowen looked forward and saw Grandpa Sheng opening his eyes. Grandpa, how do you feel? Grandpa Sheng had been unconscious for a night, so he had difficulty speaking. I'm fine. He had indeed woken up when he heard Sheng Xiao's voice. But he did not expect that Sheng Xiao had already taught second brother a lesson. Since he's awake, let the doctor do another check. I have something to do, so I'm going back to Zhongting. Sheng Xiao did not want Grandpa Sheng to know that he had been here. Eighth brother, you should care about Grandpa. Sheng Xiao said nothing, and let Su Che open the door. Soon, he disappeared from the corridor of the hospital. Meanwhile, Sheng Kai and his wife were in the garden of the hospital. Xiling, do you know? I'm really tired. I want to leave the Sheng family completely. I want to start my own business. I don't want to be ordered around by Sheng Xiao like a dog anymore. How could Gu Xiling not be angry? Chapter 560. You're right. If Sheng Xiao could rebuild Zhongting, why can't I? But if we leave, we won't have a share in Grandpa's inheritance. Xiling, now is not the time. Let's just bear with it. Gu Xiling stopped talking when she heard the word inheritance. She did not want to let the Sheng family benefit from it. One was Mu Qiqi, and the other was Hu Bimbo. But I have never been wronged like this since I was young. Never. Gu Xiling felt uncomfortable when she thought of Sheng Xiao's humiliation just now. Don't worry, I've noted down all of these debts. When Grandpa leaves, and we get our hands on the inheritance, we'll settle it again. Sheng Kai did not know how ugly and hideous he looked at the moment. Of course, Sheng Xiao would never treat Sheng Kai as his brother, after what he said just now. They would be enemies when they met again. Grandpa Sheng woke up and sat on the bed for a long time. After a while he asked Sheng Bowen, how long have I been unconscious? Grandpa, just one night. From now on, leave the matters of the Sheng family to us. You can't be agitated anymore. Sheng Bowen said to Grandpa Sheng. Grandpa Sheng's eyes were a little dazed. He looked into the distance and could not focus. After a while he said, yes, I can't take care of it anymore. I am relieved to leave Huang Yao to you, because you are a generous person. It doesn't matter if second brother and his wife are arrogant. After all, eighth brother will not stand by if they cause trouble. In the end, isn't eighth brother still managing Huang Yao? What do I need to worry about? My only regret is that apart from fourth sister who is pregnant, none of you have children yet. I can't see the next generation of the Sheng family being born. Grandpa, there will be. Your eldest brother is always flirting everywhere, and is not serious at all. Your second brother is infertile, and after your fifth brother emigrated, he rarely comes back. Your sixth brother is disappointing, and your seventh brother is crazy. Now who else can I count on? Grandpa, are you saying that second brother is infertile? Sheng Bowen grasped the key point and asked Grandpa Sheng. Don't tell anyone about this. You and Xiao Ran have to hurry up. Sheng Bowen was still a little shocked when he heard the news. Sheng Kai couldn't have children. Perhaps some things were destined. So, you don't have to hate him so much. Because of these 2 comas, the old man felt that his time was free. If he could live one more day, even if it was just one day, he really did not have the mood to resent and plot. Unfortunately, second brother and his wife were walking further and further down the road of reunion. Sheng Xiao threw a tantrum at the hospital, and Su Che sent a message to Mu Qiqi about it. So, after she had no classes in the afternoon, she did not go straight to the Criminal Investigation Bureau. Instead, she went to Zhongting. When the secretary saw her, she was about to knock on the door for her. But Mu Qiqi made a shushing gesture and took the coffee from the secretary. It's almost night, and you're still drinking coffee? Change to a glass of water. The secretary did as she was told, and quickly handed her another cup. Mu Qiqi knocked on the door and entered. She walked straight to Sheng Zhao's side, but he did not notice her. He simply took a sip from the cup, and when he found that it was plain water, he looked up in confusion. It's almost 6 o'clock. Why are you still drinking coffee? Sheng Zhao put down the pen in his hand and leaned against the chair in a relaxed posture. He turned to Mu Qiqi. Why did you come? Because of someone. He went to the hospital today and threw a big tantrum. I thought you would need my comfort, so I came here immediately. Mu Qiqi sat on his lap. Are you worried about Sheng Kai? Sheng Zhao shook his head. Since I don't treat him as a brother, I definitely don't want to waste time on him. Then why are you still so shameless? It's just, you just feel that Sheng Kai has betrayed your trust, and you have betrayed the trust of everyone in Huangyao, right? Mu Qiqi guessed. Although you are indeed successful in the business world, Sheng Kai is a person, and an ambitious person. People's hearts will change. This is not something you can control. Sheng Zhao gently stroked Mu Qiqi's hair. Mu Qiqi's hair must be fragrant since she did not go to the autopsy room. So he relaxed and temporarily removed the invincible armor. As long as you have a clear conscience, that's enough. He did not expect that this little one actually knew how to comfort him. Leave those things to third brother in the future. You know very well that he will have to face it himself sooner or later. Look at you. It seems that you can't continue working. Hardworking CEO Sheng, why don't you skip work today? Sheng Zhao raised his wrist and looked at his watch. Then he put Mu Qiqi down and said, I'll send you to the forensics laboratory. No need. I'll accompany you tonight. We'll do whatever you want to do. Feng Shanshan and Tang Yin were there anyway. The professor should not be short of help. But her man needed her company. The invincible god could also be weak, and let his imagination run wild. In the evening, Gu Xiling came to the ward with dinner. When she saw Grandpa Sheng, her expression was a little unnatural. The butler asked the kitchen to make these dishes. They are all Grandpa's favorite dishes. Third brother, you and Xiao Ran can go back and rest. Xiling will be fine here. Sheng Bowen glanced at Hu Ran and finally agreed to Grandpa Sheng. Then we'll go back and rest. In fact, it was a compromise. He wanted to let Gu Xiling know that they never wanted to take the opportunity to make Grandpa Sheng change his will. Everything was just Sheng Kai's imagination. Go. Grandpa Sheng waved at them. After they left, he said to Gu Xiling, Second brother can't have children. What are you going to do? I'm going to tell him and do a test tube test, Gu Xiling replied. Gu Xiling replied, I heard what you said in the afternoon. You said that you want to see the next generation of the Sheng family being born. I'm old and can't play around anymore. The world belongs to you young people. But Xiling, since you're the one I've chosen, you're also outstanding. However, I hope that you and second brother can support each other and not become each other's stumbling blocks. Since you're going to do that, go ahead. That was Gu Xiling's plan. If they had children, wouldn't they get a bigger share of Grandpa Sheng's inheritance? Looking at Grandpa Sheng's body, it was not a sign of longevity. She had to plan everything as soon as possible. But if she told Sheng Kai about it, he would probably go crazy. What she was afraid of was that even if Sheng Kai agreed, the quality of his sperm would not be up to standard. Chapter 561. The next day, Mu Qiqi saw that Feng Shanshan had changed her clothes. She said, I remember that you were wearing the same clothes the day before and yesterday. That's not your habit. I didn't go to the forensics lab last night, and I didn't ask you. You didn't go back the night before, right? What does it have to do with you? Feng Shanshan rolled her eyes at Mu Qiqi. I really thought that you were not interested in Officer Tang. But I guess you were together the night before yesterday, right? Feng Shanshan was shocked when she heard that. How did you know? There's a smell on Officer Tang's body. It's a kind of wood fragrance. I can smell it when I get close to him. You have the same smell on you too. I just didn't expose you at that time. So, either you went to his house, or you were very close to him. Don't think too much. I just stayed over the night before yesterday, Feng Shanshan said angrily. Who asked me to have nowhere to go? If I had a choice, I would rather go to the professor's house or your house than his house. You've already gone there. Why are you telling me this now? Muchichi couldn't help but laugh. I'm not a gossipy person. Actually, Officer Tang is really a good person. And I think I'm not the only one who knows. Anyone with a nose knows, including the professor. You're still talking about it. Although Feng Shanshan stayed in Tang Yan's house for a night, she really curled up on the sofa for the whole night. As for Tang Yan, he stayed in his study obediently and never came out. The two of them spent the night peacefully. The next morning, Tang Yan left her money for a taxi. He did not even let her see him. This man was at most not a bad person, but he was definitely not a good man. How's the case going? There's no new evidence, and we haven't confirmed the identity of the mysterious man. But there's news about your second sister-in-law's case. After the paparazzi recruited the man, the police arrested the man yesterday and interrogated him. They found out that his assets were all illegal income. The man couldn't stand the interrogation and finally confessed. The police should bring the lady of the Hu family here for questioning soon. Muchichi thought that when this matter was over, she would really have to thank the captain properly. Mrs. Hu had been on tenterhooks at home for the past 2 days, because she didn't know whether she could take care of herself. In fact, if she hadn't been so obvious, Muchichi wouldn't have noticed her at the entrance of the police station, and Muchichi wouldn't have called Sheng Bowen to remind him. She only had herself to blame for everything. The police successfully got the evidence from the man that Mrs. Hu paid the murderer at that time, as well as the recording that the man handed over. Now that the authenticated material evidence was present, the police immediately ordered to go to the Hu family to arrest the murderer. However, when the police came to the door, Papa Hu was very surprised. What are you doing? CEO Hu, the police are investigating a case and need to bring your wife back to assist in the investigation. It's about 2 years ago, she paid a hitman to kill your daughter. Mrs. Hu was shocked when she heard that. She didn't expect that the case would be found out so soon. Old Hu, I don't have it. Help me, I don't have it. You'll know when you go to the police station. Take her away. Since there was an arrest warrant, the evidence was conclusive. Mrs. Hu was immediately taken to the police station. At the same time, Papa Hu called Hu Ran. Xiao Ran, the police are here to arrest someone. Really? Hu Ran was so happy that she almost cried out. Then Dad, wait for me. I'll go to the police station now. Come. I'll wait for you at the door. At this time, Muchichi and Feng Shanshan were not at the police station. After Mrs. Hu was arrested, she was directly locked in the interrogation room for interrogation. At first, she refused to admit that she paid the hitman to kill Hu Ran. But when the police took out the recording of the hitman's phone call, the line of defense in her heart completely collapsed. Papa Hu and Feng Shanshan waited at the door until the interrogation was over. Then, the captain of the criminal investigation team walked to the father and daughter and said to them, Miss Hu, I heard from Muchichi that you really want to find evidence to accuse your stepmother of being the hitman. Actually, you could have called the police earlier. Hu Ran's eyes turned red when she heard that. After I got into the car accident, that woman even asked someone to find a chance to attack me in the ward. I just pretended to be stupid and escaped. When Papa Hu heard that, he said to her helplessly, It's all my fault. You've been wrong so much. Dad, she's really very cunning. No matter how cunning she is, she's still caught, isn't she? Don't worry. The law will give you an explanation. But now the suspect wants to see you. Do you want to see him? Papa Hu nodded without hesitation. Of course I want to see him. Then, the police arranged for Papa Hu and his daughter to enter the interrogation room. Old Hu, help me. I don't want to go to jail. I really don't want to. Papa Hu sat on the chair and was silent for a few seconds. Then he said to the vicious woman, The thing I regret the most is meeting you. I know that you're not very friendly to Xiao Ran. But as long as you don't hurt her, I can tolerate you. But I didn't expect you to do so many evil things behind my back. Old Hu, because you said that as long as you have a daughter, we don't want other children. This was the condition for you to enter the Hu family. Because I have to be fair to my daughter. I've already broken my oath as a father and let you into the family. But I didn't expect you to be so greedy. The woman opposite him cried so hard that her makeup was ruined. She looked very miserable. Old Hu, I won't dare to do it again. Save me please. Why don't you beg Xiao Ran instead of me? Hu Ran didn't say anything until she met her stepmother's urgent gaze. You know very well that I can't save you. And I can't spend money to hire a lawyer for someone like you. You should go to jail and experience what it means to live a life worse than death. Xiao Ran, I was wrong. I was really wrong. Don't be so ruthless to me. You know you're wrong now because you've been arrested. The evidence is conclusive, Hu Ran said to her. Hu Ran said to her, I really have to rejoice, because from now on, I'm finally free. Let me ask you, did you collude with Gu Xiling? Did you tell her that I'm allergic to honey? The guilty woman was afraid of any interrogation at this moment. However, any flicker in her eyes was a tacit agreement to Papa Hu and his daughter. I only hope that the court can give me a heavy sentence. For this, I can do anything. Old Hu, you can't do this to me. It's true. I'm pregnant with your child. It's true, the woman said to Papa Hu as she clutched her lower abdomen. Chapter 562. So you've been guarding against me. The woman laughed mockingly and looked at her husband. If you cared more about me and didn't set so many harsh conditions, I wouldn't have ended up like this. You're wrong. You have more than anyone else, but you're never satisfied, Papa Hu said. If you think that my conditions are harsh, you shouldn't have agreed to marry me in the first place. Why did you not? Isn't it because of my money? Today is the last time we see each other. The police will sue you. After you go to jail, I'll start the divorce procedures. I want you to have nothing. You can't even beg for death. After that, Papa Hu stood up with Hu Ran. Xiao Ran, let's go home. No, don't give up on me. No. After enduring 2 years of pretending to be a fool, this vicious woman finally got the punishment she deserved. When Hu Ran left, her eyes were red. In the future, I won't find you a stepmother anymore, Papa Hu said to Hu Ran when they left the police station. Once bitten, twice shy. Dad, you're still so young. Why can't you find a stepmother? You can't lose trust in others because of this woman. But next time, you must keep your eyes open. You and third young master, hurry up and have a child for me to play with. Then I won't be lonely. Hu Ran blushed, but she felt relieved. She had not expected to find out the truth of the matter. She had thought that the vicious woman would be able to get away with it. It was all thanks to the police and Mu Chichi. She would remember this kindness. In the police station, although the police had finished investigating Hu Ran's case, they still had no clue about Shin Qing's case. The mysterious man made the police look for a long time. In the end, the captain decided to give it a try and handed the photo to Hu Ran's stepmother. Do you know the man in the photo? Since this woman was an old fox in the entertainment industry, she might be able to reveal something that the police did not know. If I can tell you who this man is, will you reduce my sentence? It depends on your performance. You have no choice now. The woman looked at the photo for a long time and thought for a long time. Finally, she said to the police, if I'm not wrong, this person should be the CEO of Huayu Entertainment, Xia Yingsheng. How many tens of % do you have? 70. The woman replied. Although he disguised himself very well, he has a very serious O-shaped leg. That shouldn't be wrong, but Xia Yingxing has an older brother. The two brothers look very similar. You've finally done something good. After that, the police immediately started an investigation on Xia Yingxing, including what the forensic doctor had mentioned earlier. They wanted to see if he knew any martial arts or boxing. In the afternoon, when Hu Ran returned to the hospital, she told Grandpa Sheng about what had happened. But as she spoke, her eyes fell on Gu Xiling from time to time. Whether I am suitable or not, you will know in the future. Sheng Bowen did not explain further. He was very happy to know that Hu Ran's stepmother had been arrested. After the secretary left, he immediately called her. It's really good news. You don't have to be worried anymore. You really have to thank Xiao Qi. Third brother, I thank you too. Before this, Hu Ran had to stay in the Sheng family because of her stepmother's threat. But now she no longer had any scruples. Could the two of them be together? Although Sheng Bowen did not plan to change his wife, what if Hu Ran wanted to meet a better person? So, after thinking for a moment, he said, "If you want to go back to the Hu family, I can sign the divorce agreement for you. After all, you have just escaped from the Hu family. I don't want you to fall into the abyss of the Sheng family. You deserve a better life." Chapter 563. It seemed that there was no need for Hu Ran to stay in the Sheng family. Moreover, she and Sheng Bowen were just a couple in name. However, when Hu Ran heard this, she did not feel very comfortable. She knew that third brother was a kind-hearted person, but when she thought about it, was she that unworthy of a man's pursuit? Moreover, in her most difficult time, Sheng Bowen did not despise her for being a fool and still married her. Couldn't she stay by Sheng Bowen's side and go through thick and thin with him? In Sheng Bowen's heart, was she really not worthy of his trust? Let's talk about this later. Aren't we just celebrating the arrest of that woman today? Hu Ran changed the topic. Okay, let's talk about it later. But sooner or later, Sheng Bowen would tell her sooner or later. In the evening, Mu Qiqi and Feng Shanshan went to the police station. At this time, the police were interrogating Xia Yingsheng. But this big shot in the entertainment industry was very difficult to deal with. He did not cooperate with the police at all. Even when the paparazzi had evidence, he denied that he had been to Shen Qing's house. The police did not have any more direct evidence, so they could only let Xia Yingsheng go home. "Professor, Captain hopes that the forensics team can do a more detailed examination to see if there are any more clues. Because Xia Yingsheng denied that it was him, the police have done a related investigation on him and found out that Xia Yingsheng is physically weak and lazy. He rarely goes to the gym, let alone martial arts and boxing, which are high-intensity physical skills." "What about his brother?" Mu Qiqi asked. "His brother is still abroad. On the night Shen Qing died, he was also abroad. He has a perfect alibi." The professor nodded. "Then we can only look from the beginning to the end and see if we can find any more clues. The police are under a lot of pressure. After all, the victim is a celebrity. What about Huangfu? Didn't you ask her about the situation? These two people only know how to talk from afar. Huangfu only knows how to make groundless accusations. She's even worse than us." It seemed that this matter was really troublesome. They did not find anything related to Xia Yingsheng in the victim's house. Could it be that the man was not Xia Yingsheng? The few of them turned Shen Qing's body over and over again, but the conclusion was the same as before. "Forget it. We won't be able to find any new evidence today. You two can go back first," the professor said to Mu Qiqi and Feng Shanshan. "Aren't there any exams recently? You guys aren't in a hurry." It was nearing the end of the semester, so of course there would be exams. So aside from coming to the police station, Mu Qiqi had to study when she got home. As for Feng Shanshan, Mu Qiqi shifted her gaze back and forth between Tang Yen and her. The two of them had stayed in the same room for one night. Why did they look as if nothing had happened? The professor saw her gaze and smiled. "Tang Yen, you've had guests recently, haven't you? There's a woman who stayed the night. What's wrong?" Tang Yen said. "You're really expressionless." In any case, he didn't plan to have a long-term relationship, so why did he have to change his expression? Moreover, he had only done a good deed. Where was Feng Shanshan? He pretended not to know anything about it, as if he was listening to someone else's story. No matter how immature her friend was, she wouldn't bring her boyfriend home every day, would she? Unfortunately, she was wrong. Her roommate not only brought her boyfriend home today, but also let Feng Shanshan hear something she shouldn't have heard. "I don't want to move to your place. Feng Shanshan still has the money she got from the Sheng family. Isn't it great to eat and drink with rich people?" Feng Shanshan did not expect to hear something like that. So, she did not leave from the living room this time. Instead, she came into their sight openly. "Shanshan, why are you back?" Her roommate got down from her boyfriend's body in a fluster. "I'm living with you. You should at least care about my sensory experience. I don't want to watch erotic movies in the living room. Can't you leave a clean place in my house? Feng Shanshan fired at the other party directly. Also, I do have money, but you won't be able to use a single cent. Shanshan. Pack up and get out of my sight. Feng Shanshan crossed her arms and said. However, her roommate's boyfriend hit Feng Shanshan from behind. He hit her on the head with an ashtray. After Feng Shanshan fainted, he said, "Why don't we just take her money?" Her roommate was scared out of her wits. She watched as her boyfriend found the wallet in Feng Shanshan's bag and room. Then they ran away. The next day, Feng Shanshan did not come to class. Mu Qiqi quickly called her, but no one answered. Then, she called the police station to confirm if she was in the forensics laboratory. No, she didn't come. Professor, can you trouble Officer Tang to go to her house and take a look? Now no one else had the time. Okay. Tang Yin was very impatient when he received the task. But he did not refuse. Instead, he found Feng Shanshan's house with ease. But he found that the door was unlocked. Tang Yin immediately pushed the door open and saw Feng Shanshan lying on the ground. He quickly went to help her. When he found that she was still breathing, he quickly sent her to the hospital. This woman's head was smashed when she went home. It seemed that social relationships were really complicated. When it was almost noon, Feng Shanshan finally woke up. She saw Tang Yin standing beside her with a sullen face. She asked, Am I still alive? You're still alive. Who hit you? Feng Shanshan thought of last night. If she had known earlier, she would not have suffered that loss. In the end, she did not have a man by her side. My roommate and her boyfriend. Call the police. I'm going back to the police station. After saying that, Tang Yin was about to leave, but Feng Shanshan stopped him. In the spirit of colleagues, shouldn't you not leave just like that? Officer Tang. Even if I'm a stranger, you can't leave me alone. I don't have any relatives by my side. Feng Shanshan almost fainted from anger. How could there be such a straight man like Tang Yin in this world? Don't you have a lot of friends? Forget it. You can go. I'll call Mu Qiqi. Feng Shanshan felt that even if Tang Yin stayed, she would die of anger sooner or later. However, although Tang Yan's words were a little mean, he did not really leave. He just looked unhappy. You're really troublesome. Chapter 564. In the afternoon, Mu Qiqi took advantage of the lunch break to go to the hospital. She saw Feng Shanshan and Tang Yin staring at each other. She did not go in to disturb them, because she felt that such a scene was not bad. After Tang Yin left the ward to rest, Mu Qiqi appeared at the door of the ward. Did someone seek revenge on you? In your heart, do I only have so many enemies? Feng Shanshan glared at Mu Qiqi. You know that I have many friends. You have so many friends. Why were you smashed? Forget it, I won't joke with you anymore. You're injured now, and can't go back to the apartment. What do you plan to do? Don't you have any relatives you can contact? I have the huge sum of money I got from the Sheng family. Which of my friends and family won't have designs on me? Feng Shanshan sneered. So I often think that it's no wonder that rich people like you never make friends with poor people. You're also poor. How can you be my friend? Mu Qiqi glared at her. At this time, Tang Yin came back. When he saw Mu Qiqi, it was as if he had seen his savior. Since you're here, I'll leave first. Officer Tang, I'm going to class right away. I just came to take a look. Shanshan is so seriously injured that she definitely can't go to class. I might have to trouble you again. Mu Qiqi quickly said, Please help her. She's a girl and alone. It's indeed dangerous. Then what do I have to do to make it not dangerous? Tang Yin could not help but ask. Feng Shanshan could take care of herself after some observation. It was just that she had nowhere to go. She could not stay in the hospital forever. Having a place to stay, not to mention taking care of her. At least I won't have to worry about her safety. Then you can go. Tang Yin said directly, because he had already planned to handle Feng Shanshan's hospitalization procedures after Mu Qiqi left. Then, he would throw her into his house. That would be safe, right? Then I'm really leaving. Before Feng Shanshan could figure out what the two of them meant, they had already left the ward. When Tang Yin came back, he had already gotten the hospitalization procedures. Let's leave the hospital. Where to? Where else can you go? Aren't you going to continue to trouble me? After that, he carried Feng Shanshan up from the bed and brought her back to his house. He threw her on the sofa and said, "You can take care of yourself now. I'm going back to the police station. There's food in the fridge, and new toiletries are at the bottom of the wardrobe. Other than that, don't touch my other things." Then he left. Feng Shanshan looked at Tang Yan's house again and felt a little helpless. Because she was not as lucky as Mu Qiqi, who had a complete family and so many people who adored her. She was alone in this place. Her parents had divorced and remarried. She didn't even know where they were now. Other than the fixed monthly allowance, she almost forgot that she was also raised by her parents. Now that her friend had betrayed her, it might be the punishment for her previous absurd life. Although Mu Qiqi really wanted to help with Shen Qing's case, she could not do much other than perform an autopsy. She was not experienced enough. So instead of going to the police station to have a headache, she might as well stay at home and do some revision. Now that Feng Shanshan was injured, she had to take more notes. When Sheng Xiao returned home, he was surprised to see Mu Qiqi earlier than him. "The case has been solved." Mu Qiqi shook her head. "The clues are gone now. The people in the police station are worried. I can't help, so I came back to look at more cases. I could solve the complicated ones before, but now I can't solve the simple ones." "Why are there 2 notes?" Sheng Xiao took off his coat and sat on the sofa. When he saw the 2 identical notes, he frowned. Feng Shanshan was beaten up. "She's in the hospital now," Mu Qiqi answered naturally. "I can't just watch and do nothing, can I? There's an annual cocktail party tomorrow night. Do you want to go together?" Mu Qiqi put down her pen and looked at her man. "Of course. I can only be your female companion. Besides, there's no point for me to go to the police station now. It's almost the new year. There will be more social events this year. Just bear with it." "What do you mean bear with it?" "I don't need to bear with it. I'm very happy, okay? Didn't Secretary, he say that he would introduce sister-in-law to us?" Mu Qiqi did not show any impatience or dislike at all. "These social events have nothing to do with your profession. I thought. I don't need you to be careful. I don't dislike it either. Whether it's a forensic doctor or a wife, I'm very happy." Mu Qiqi reached out and hooked her arms around Sheng Xiao's neck. "Believe me, I can take good care of everything. Although I know that my husband will be with me for a lifetime, I can't be too presumptuous, can I?" Sheng Xiao chuckled and pushed her away. "Continue reading your case. I'll go change. Actually, it's quite boring to read these cases. Why don't I help you change?" Mu Qiqi blinked. When Sheng Xiao saw that, he immediately grabbed her collar. What a magical little thing. That was what Mu Qiqi thought. No matter how focused she was on something, she could not forget the premise. Who gave her such a relaxed environment to do what she wanted to do? Xiao Xiao had taken the responsibility of taking care of the Shen family from her shoulders. If she was still stingy with her efforts, wouldn't she be hurting the person she loved the most? However, although the 2 of them said that they were going to change their clothes, in fact, they had to exercise in the cloakroom. Young people had good stamina. They could fire at any time and anywhere. As for the police station, they were sorting through the case again. After 2 or 3 days, the public was talking about it. However, the police could not find any clues about one suspect. It was really amazing. Late at night, Tang Yan returned home and saw Feng Shanshan sitting in the living room watching TV. He asked her, "Have you eaten?" "Yes. I saw that you have noodles in the kitchen, so I made a bowl for you. You can eat it if you're interested. If not, just treat it as my supper." After hearing that, Tang Yan walked to the kitchen and saw the steaming noodles on the table. He tried taking a bite. He did not expect it to taste good. "I didn't expect you to know how to cook. I've lived alone since I was young. What can't I learn?" "I don't know how to cook," Tang Yan said naturally. "I don't like it. Give it a thumbs up. I'll pay your rent." Feng Shanshan lay on the sofa and said, "How's the case?" "There's still no progress," Tang Yan replied. "You're injured, so there's no need to ask so much. I'll sleep in the study. You can help yourself." Chapter 565. Late at night at the hospital. The old man still had to stay in the hospital for a few more days. But Sheng Bowen and Hu Ran were keeping watch at the hospital tonight. After Sheng Bowen proposed a divorce, Hu Ran did not mention it again. But the two of them could not help but feel awkward. Hu Ran was afraid that Sheng Bowen would get along with Grandpa Sheng, because the two of them had become much closer recently. Hu Ran was afraid that Sheng Bowen would accidentally tell others about their decision. If that happened, it would be irreversible. You should go back and rest. I'll keep watch here. Aren't you tired of working during the day and keeping watch at night? Sheng Bowen looked at Hu Ran and shook his head. I'm afraid that you'll be in danger if you stay here alone. Eighth Brother's men are here. What are you afraid of? Hu Ran pushed him. Go back. We don't need you here. Sheng Bowen was helpless. Because he had a regular meeting tomorrow morning, he surrendered. I won't stay here. I'll go to the hotel opposite the hospital. That way, if you need me, I can come to you as soon as possible. Is that okay? Hu Ran blushed, but she nodded. Then why aren't you going? Grandpa Sheng saw the awkwardness between the two of them. He guessed that the young couple had not gotten into the mood yet. Sheng Bowen was in charge of the Sheng family now, so Sheng Kai had a lot of time to drink and get drunk. Gu Xiling was angry and wronged when she saw this. Are you planning to give up on Huang Yao completely? Look at yourself in the mirror. You don't have any fighting spirit at all. You don't look like a man. Sheng Kai sat up from the bed drunkenly and pointed at Gu Xiling. You don't scold me all day. I have my pride too. A man's dignity is earned by himself, not given by others. Sheng Kai, Grandpa is urging us to have a child as soon as possible. What do you think we should do? Gu Xiling planned to make everything clear at this moment. Then let's have a baby, Sheng Kai answered unnaturally. Why are you still pretending? There's something wrong with your body. How can I have a baby? Gu Xiling crossed her arms and sat on the edge of the bed. Sheng Kai frowned and grabbed Gu Xiling's clothes. When did you peek at the documents I locked in the cabinet? Do I need to peek? For half a year, we never used contraception. I even deliberately nourished my body, but I couldn't get pregnant. So I went to the hospital for a checkup. The doctor said that everything is normal. Since I'm normal, do I still need to say who the problem is? Gu Xiling said angrily. My body is fine. You're still trying to be brave. If you don't cooperate with me and go to the hospital for a test tube, then you'll never have a child. When third brother's child is born, you'll only lose more opportunities. Gu Xiling patiently explained the stakes to him. Think about it yourself. Sheng Kai had always felt humiliated in front of Gu Xiling. This was because men were most afraid of having problems in that area. They would be criticized by others, and even their own women would look down on them. I can't accept it, especially if word of this gets out. I'd rather die. Sheng Kai suddenly woke up and sat on the bed. He looked very dispirited. I don't know how things turned out like this. If you're not willing to be a deputy CEO, and you don't accept the fact that you're infertile, then don't even think about making a comeback in this life. Have you ever thought that Sheng Xiao had to endure more than half a year of ridicule from others? With his character, he's flexible. Can't you do the same? If you're sure that you want to live like this, then I, Gu Xiling, am completely blind. Sheng Kai was in great pain, and it was difficult for him to accept that he had suddenly fallen from the clouds and was exposed as infertile. Give me some time. I need time. Just tonight. If you continue to be so dispirited, then we'll be forced into a corner in the end. Having said that, Gu Xiling turned around and went to the study. She planned to leave the entire space to Sheng Kai. If he still couldn't understand, then Gu Xiling felt that there was no reason for her to persist. The second half of the night in Jianchuan was spent in a storm. Hu Ran did not like this kind of weather, because she did not know if Sheng Bowen's embrace was still her harbor. Feng Shanshan, who was also betrayed by her friends and homeless, was also woken up by the thunder. She sat up in the dark and took deep breaths. Then, she turned on the lights in the living room. Unexpectedly, Tang Yin was alarmed. Scared. When Feng Shanshan saw him coming out of the study, she shook her head unnaturally. No, it's just that the thunder is too loud. I can't sleep. Just admit it if you're scared. There's nothing shameful about it. Tang Yin went to the kitchen and poured a glass of water. He also warmed a glass of milk for Feng Shanshan. How long have you been alone? When I was very young, Feng Shanshan replied. What about you? 7 or 8 years old. My parents died in the hands of kidnappers. Since then I've been alone. Tang Yin leaned against the sofa and answered while drinking water. No wonder. His EQ was so low. Feng Shanshan held back the second half of her sentence and did not say it out loud. So, you trained yourself to be so strong and became a police officer? It's getting late. Go to sleep. If you're afraid, you can turn on the lights or lie by the fireplace. It will reduce your fear. Tang Yin refused to answer her personal questions, and Feng Shanshan consciously did not ask further. It turned out that both of them had fallen from grace. This man's life was more tragic than she had imagined. At least her parents were still alive. Therefore, Feng Shanshan decided to hate him less in the future. After all, it was not easy for him to not grow up without his parents' education. Then, she wrapped herself in a blanket and sat by the fireplace. Sure enough, when she saw the fire, she was filled with hope and was not so afraid anymore. More importantly, she knew that there was a very strong man in the study, which made her feel very safe. Because of this, Feng Shanshan suddenly had a bold idea. Since Tang Yin was also living alone, could he rent half of the house to her? However, she quickly dismissed the idea because Tang Yin seemed to be a loner and did not want to be involved with anyone. It would not be easy to convince him. It seemed that she would have to work harder and see if she could get Tang Yin's approval by cooking. Chapter 566. When he saw Hu Ran curled up on the sofa in the ward, he walked in quietly and sat down beside her. Hu Ran suddenly woke up and looked a little shocked. You? I was worried that you would be afraid, so I came over to accompany you. Sheng Bowen took off his coat and put it on Hu Ran's shoulder. Sleep. I'm here. At that moment, Hu Ran felt her entire body warm up. Sheng Bowen made her feel how precious it was that a man was willing to give her a reliable shoulder to rely on. Why would he want a divorce when things were already like this? Fool. The next day, Banyan Courtyard. Sheng Xiao received a parcel from the United States. It was the marriage registration certificate for him and the little one. With this certificate, he and Mu Chichi could truly be considered to have successfully registered. What is this? Mu Chichi came over to take a look. When she saw that it was a document that she had signed, she immediately blushed. I only received it now. Why are you blushing? Didn't you say that we're already an old couple? Sheng Xiao held the document and could not help but laugh at her. Getting married at the age of 20 makes it seem like I'm worried about marriage. Of course I have to blush. Mu Chichi covered her face and said, Who wanted to eat me up when they were 17 years old? Mu Chichi glared at Sheng Xiao. He might have to brag about this for the rest of his life. So what if she liked him first and pursued him first? The law did not say that a girl could not pursue a man. Thinking of this, Mu Chichi felt at ease. She hugged the marriage certificate in her arms. If you bully me again, I'll tell Mom and Dad. You don't have to. Mom and Dad are on your side. Early in the morning, the two of them stood in the courtyard and started kissing intimately. It was not until Mama Sheng ran into them when she went out that she saw them. Two damn children. Don't you know how to be careful? It's so early in the morning. I'm going to school. Mu Chichi was even more embarrassed when she saw that Mama Sheng had seen her. She returned the marriage certificate to Sheng Xiao and got into Su Che's car. Sheng Xiao put away the marriage certificate and followed. Mama Sheng smiled. The old couple had seen such a scene many times. They were very pleased because their son and daughter-in-law had such a good relationship. She did not ask for anything else. After getting into the car, Sheng Xiao became serious. At 5:30 in the afternoon, Su Che will pick you up at school. He will bring you a dress. I know. I won't forget. Mu Chichi replied, giving him a peck on the cheek before she got out of the car. She was already a wife, but she was still so shy. Jianchuan was clear after the rain. Sheng Kai spent the whole night thinking. The next day, he returned to his usual glamorous self. He planned to go to work at Huang Yao after breakfast. After all, he was still the deputy CEO. Seeing him pull himself together, Gu Xiling was relieved. You won't be able to endure it for too long. There's still a long way to go. However, about the child, let me think about it and make preparations. No matter how anxious I am, there is no need to rush this moment. I can still wait for a few days, Gu Xiling replied. Go to Huangyao. Be patient. Since I'm ready to face it, I've already guessed it. You don't have to worry about it. However, Sheng Bowen did not expect Sheng Kai to pull himself together so quickly and appear at the Huangyao regular meeting. Because of Sheng Bowen's character, Huangyao's previous aggressive state had to change. He was more focused on building a solid foundation instead of rushing to expand. This was different from Sheng Kai's management philosophy. One pursued stability, while the other liked to take risks. Of course, Sheng Kai had no say now. Huangyao now had to listen to Sheng Bowen's arrangements. Because the VVIP night of Huangyao was approaching, Sheng Bowen thought of Mu Qiqi's amazing plan last year. This year, he wanted to ask Mu Qiqi if she had any new ideas. After all, everyone had higher expectations for the VVIP night of Huangyao now. However, now that Mu Qiqi was a forensic doctor and was very busy, Sheng Xiao probably would not agree. After the regular meeting, Sheng Kai returned to his office. However, on his way back, he heard many people talking about him. I can't believe he still has the face to be the deputy CEO. Huang Yao was ruined by him before. Isn't that so? Fortunately, third young master is in charge now. Otherwise, I don't know what would happen to Huang Yao. Sheng Kai pretended not to hear it. When he was about to leave, Sheng Bowen appeared behind the employees. Aren't you busy with work? You still have the time to gossip? The employees were shocked. When they saw Sheng Bowen, they quickly dispersed. However, Sheng Kai did not appreciate Sheng Bowen's help at all. I didn't beg you to do this. I helped you not because you are my second brother. It would be the same for someone else. After that, the two brothers walked past each other. Sheng Kai really hated Sheng Bowen's arrogant character. Now that he was in power, it was as if everyone had to be taken care of by him. Did he think he was a god? Did he come to save the refugees? Sooner or later, he would tell Sheng Bowen the terrible consequences of excessive kindness. In the afternoon in Shengting, because Feng Shanshan was not in school, Mu Qiqi suddenly felt a little lonely. She wondered how Tang Yan's family was doing now. She made a notebook for her. The exam was coming soon. Although they could not be considered best friends, they were no longer in a tit-for-tat relationship like before. The two proud people could be considered to appreciate each other to a certain extent. Feng Shanshan had actually guessed that Mu Qiqi was really a saint in some aspects. It should be said that as long as Mu Qiqi treated someone as a friend in her heart, she would definitely treat them very seriously. However, she now hoped that Tang Yin could accept her suggestion and give her a small corner of the house. For this reason, she woke up very early to cook. Although she did not see Tang Yin, at least Tang Yin left with breakfast. This was a kind of confirmation in disguise. She did not know if it would go smoothly when she mentioned this matter to him at night. Feng Shanshan did not call. Mu Qiqi thought that she was very comfortable and happy, so she did not pay too much attention to her. After all, she had to accompany Xiao Xiao to the banquet tonight. Of course, she would not have guessed that she would see someone at the banquet. Someone who made her feel very suspicious. The banquet started at 7 in the evening. Mu Qiqi and Sheng Xiao only arrived at the banquet venue at around 6:50. Go in and sit for a while. Try to finish before 8. After Sheng Xiao kept a low profile, he did not really like such occasions. He preferred to talk and laugh with like-minded people. Chapter 567. After entering the banquet, the happiest thing for Mu Qiqi was seeing Sheng Minglan and Jing Yin. Sheng Minglan was pregnant, so she looked even softer and had the radiance of motherhood all over her body. It was really not easy. Thinking about how difficult it was for the two of them to be together, Jing Yin was going to be a father in the blink of an eye. Xiao Qi. In fact, Sheng Minglan felt that Mu Qiqi had changed a lot. She had seen this girl on TV most of the time, except when Jing Yin went to Zhongting to negotiate. She seemed to be able to surprise people every time. Why are you so far away from me? I stay with corpses all day. I'm really afraid that I'll affect you, Mu Qiqi said to Sheng Minglan. Isn't there a similar saying? It's better for a pregnant woman to stay close to a blessed man. Are you not lucky? Sheng Minglan glared at her. Not only are you lucky, but you are also full of righteousness. Seeing that their woman had a companion, the two men looked at each other and walked among the guests. Knowing that Sheng Minglan was pregnant, Sheng Xiao was not in a hurry. He held a glass of champagne and clinked glasses with Jing Yun. I didn't expect you to be ahead of me in becoming a father. You have to work hard, CEO Sheng, Jing Yun said with a smile. Sheng Xiao glared at him. He knew that the little one was only 20 years old and could not have a child. Still, it fully showed how much Jing Yun was looking forward to becoming a father. Sheng Minglan saw Sheng Xiao's gaze through the crowd and said to Mu Qiqi, "It seems that eighth brother is very envious." Mu Qiqi did not understand. Sheng Minglan stroked her belly. The hint was obvious. Mu Qiqi blushed. It's still too early for us. That's why I said that eighth brother is envious. We will have one too. It's just a matter of time. Just thinking about it, Sheng Minglan felt that if Mu Qiqi could have a child one day, she would definitely be the darling of the Sheng and Shen families. Then, she thought of eighth brother's face that showed off everywhere after having a child. She could not help but laugh. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mu Qiqi turned around and was about to say that she should go to the buffet area to get some food. She could not let a pregnant woman starve. But when she passed by the red wine area, she saw a man in a dark green suit. He had a very typical O-shaped leg, and his figure was very similar to the man who went to Shen Qing's house in the photo taken by the paparazzi. Sheng Minglan noticed her expression and asked, "What's wrong?" "That man just now." Mu Qiqi beckoned to Sheng Xiao, who was nearby. Soon her man came to her. "What? Xiao Xiao, do you know that man?" Mu Qiqi asked, pointing at the man in the red wine section. "The person in charge of Huayu, Xia Lin. He's Xia Yingxing's brother," said Sheng Xiao. "Why? Is it related to your case?" The police had interrogated Xia Yingxing, but they didn't get anything out of him. Moreover, his brother was overseas at that time, so they didn't pay much attention to Xia Lin. However, when Mu Qiqi saw him today, she had a strong feeling that this man was not an outsider to Shen Qing's matter. Of course, it was impossible to rely on intuition to investigate a case. "Then, do you have any contact with that Xia Lin?" "I can only say that I know him." Then Sheng Xiao pinched Mu Qiqi's nose. "Even if you have doubts in your heart, you can't show it on your face. Do you want others to see it and be on guard against you?" Mu Qiqi was stunned for a moment. Then she quickly replied, "I know. I'll be careful next time. He won't run away. We can just investigate after the case is over." "Xiao Xiao, do you know anything else?" Mu Qiqi looked at the teasing smile on the man's face. She was a little expectant. "Or do you not like me to talk about this in such an occasion? Let's go back and talk about it. That depends on what you want to know." Then Sheng Xiao pointed at his cheek. It was obvious that he was hinting at something. Mu Qiqi leaned forward and kissed him. Only then did she ask with a clear conscience, "I want to know if he knows martial arts or—" "I don't know anything else. I only know that he is good at golf and baseball. I've met him a few times." "Baseball?" Mu Qiqi suddenly thought of Shen Qing's injury. "Are you here to attend a party or to investigate a case?" Sheng Minglan couldn't help asking her. "You're already so serious now. What will happen in the future?" After listening to Sheng Minglan's words, Mu Qiqi put away all her questions and returned to her normal self. "It's just a coincidence." While they were talking, Xia Lin came to Sheng Xiao and said, "It's been a while." "It's been a while. I'm here to ask if your wife has any complaints about you, because I think the way she looks at me is a little strange." Xia Lin was very direct. He looked at Mu Qiqi with a complicated gaze. Mu Qiqi coughed softly and answered, "I'm just surprised that you and your brother look so alike. Little girls are always curious about the world. I'm often confused by her unconventional thoughts." "You don't have to worry about it, CEO Xia." Sheng Xiao quickly shielded her. "All right. Let's play golf together when we have time." Xia Lin did not ask further. But this man was very observant. After that he turned around and left. Sheng Xiao turned around and looked at Mu Qiqi. I think you won't live past the second day, if you become a criminal police officer. Luckily, you're just a forensic doctor. I thought you could handle things on your own. Is this how you act in front of me? I still have this bit of self-awareness. Mu Qiqi said impatiently. Don't worry. Before Xinqing's case is solved, I won't go anywhere alone. I'm a coward. I'm a coward because I have to worry about my lover. Sheng Zhao's face was not as black as before when he heard what the little one said. However, Xiaolin must have sensed something. After all, Mu Qiqi had appeared on TV before. In order not to leave her doubts to the next day, Mu Qiqi called the professor after the party ended. Xiangxing's brother Xiaolin also has O-shaped legs. He also plays baseball and golf. The people from the police station are investigating this person's social relations, said the professor. Because Tang Yin found a detail in the paparazzi's photo. There is a scar on this person's neck. Xiangxing doesn't have that scar. How cunning. He deliberately covered it up from every angle. Tang Yin used a magnifying glass to look at it for a long time before he found that. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.